Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we get into the anticipated Manchester City versus Chelsea preview. This is going to be interesting. This is a game I think on the calendar, when you look at when the calendar comes out, it's one of those games where you look and you find out, where is it? Man City away. And this is going to be a huge game for us. Now, as you can probably tell, my voice has a bit more character today because I'm not as tired as I was yesterday night. I was ruined. I had a long day yesterday. I was up for like good maybe 20 hours, having done a lot. Today's better and there's more energy. Just in time, because this game needs energy. This game needs energy, and it needs energy. Why? Because look, Man City away isn't a game, I say anymore. It used to be. But now it's not a game where you can look at and go, oh, it's a must win. Because it's Man City away. We've got to be honest here. You know, if Chelsea had levels like we used to, right, then you could look at this game and go over there, get a job done, come on, and then we would. It's funny, I'm seeing the Chelsea socials starting to post a lot of old clips. I don't know if you've realised the trend, but there's a lot of old clips. There's a lot of on this day, and look what happened at this game, and this player, and it's just you know, it's old school. It's all like 2011, 2016, and that was our bad season, but when Costa scored at the Etihad, if you remember, fantastic goal. We beat them 3-1 that day, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because Eden Hazard scored the third. But all these clips of old times are starting to pop up on the Chelsea socials. I'm like, how about you try and create new memories rather than focus on the old ones, you know? But we ain't got the facilities for that right now, big man. That's just the truth. So we're going into this now with the mindset of, you can't go in thinking, oh, it's a must win. We have to win. There's no other option. Because the chances are we're not going to. That's just the truth. It would be massive, and it is needed for us to win. We can't drop points. But Man City away, I'm guessing, is one of those games where you look and you go, yeah, it wouldn't hurt if we got a draw. And I hate that I'm even saying that. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. But that's the truth right now. You know? Against the big teams, we don't win anymore. At best, we draw. And Man City have come off the back of a really bad patch of form. Really bad. And a few games in, and now it just looks like it's flipped. Now, they did lose to PSG in midweek, and they lost 4-2. But in the manner that they lost was the issue here, because they lost 4-2, but they were up 2-0. I saw something mentioning that it's the first time since 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 2021? No, sorry. Yeah, 2021. It's since late 2021, May 2021, where they've lost a match after being up by 2 goals, right? It's unlike them. Very unlike them. I saw it was 2-0 and I was like, oh, well, that's that then. And it finishes 4-2. I believe they got complacent. And I believe that they have that in their heads at the moment because they've been on such a bad run of form that when it's looking good now, it's like, oh, okay, guys, it's all right. I think we're good. We're over the line. Nah, you're not. But I think they're going to learn from that lesson. You best believe they're not going to make that same mistake tomorrow against us. Hell no. But for Chelsea, look, as it goes to the Premier League right now, we're 2 points ahead of City, 2 points ahead of Newcastle, 3 points ahead of Bournemouth, 4 points ahead of Villa, 6 points ahead of Brighton. But I don't want to go that far. Man City know that if they win, they jump into 4th and they re-enter the top 4 without anyone going above them, unless Newcastle decided to score more than 3 goals. 3 more goals than Man City, basically, is what they have to do. Are they going to do that? Maybe, actually. You never, but I doubt it, because City tomorrow, are they going to score? I think it's inevitable. But we'll get to that in a sec. But for Chelsea, this is a 6-pointer. And this is why, like, I wish I could come on here right now and tell you guys, no, this is a must-win. We got to win. We're going to win. I can't. So we got to be realistic here. And there are more tough games coming up. That nice patch of games that, we should be winning, yeah, we blew it. So, hey, the compensation, right, that we got to pay is, well, you got to do it against the big teams then. It's as simple as that. So that's what we have to do. We're 4 points behind Forest, 4 points behind Arsenal. If there was any incentive to get this done, it would be here. Now, Man City, ironically, this is why I said their form has shifted just in a small space of time, but now what looked bad looks all right. They've not lost in their last 5 games. They've drawn a couple, but they look like they're, back in a rhythm. And what timing? And I say what timing because when you look to the team news and you look to who is available, now, good timing for us because it looks like we've got ourselves a little boost, but so do Man City. And I'll start with Man City. Man City, well, Pep Guardiola has made it clear that Omar Marmoush, new signing, Vitor Reyes, new signing, although he's young, and Abdulkadir Kusanov, new signing, are all in the matchday squad and ready to play tomorrow. And we saw them in the PSG game. Well, they're there tomorrow. They're there. They'll play. They'll start because Ruben Diaz is out, right? It looks like he's going to maybe face a little bit, probably not too long, but a little bit out because of the strain that he picked up against PSG. So Kusanov will walk right in and play 90 minutes. Jeremy Doku is absent again. And they've got Nathan Ake, Oscar Bob, and Rodri, of course, that are still sidelined. So that's Man City. Basically, the injuries they've got, the big names that they have out, don't worry, they've got signings in and they're sorted. For us, we pray. All we do is pray. We just, God, please help. Can you please get certain players to be fit, please? Please. Thank you. We shall wait and hope for the best. And you know what? I think God might have helped here. Because Levi Colwill, Enzo Fernandez, both trained. They trained. So it looks like they could be available for tomorrow, which means that Caicedo doesn't have to die on his own. But Enzo's got to come right into the thick of it, and Levi Colwill's got to come right into the thick of it, right? It's literally straight in, no hanging about. You've got to perform. It's one of the biggest teams. You ain't got a choice. Right in, yeah? No trying to get back into the rhythm. Few minutes against a small team. No. You're playing Man City at the Etihad, but we need you at your best. I'm sorry. Cole Palmer, who was a doubt, is fit. He'll play, thankfully. And Lavia is out for weeks, and I've already made that clear. He's out for 5 weeks. I've told you where I've seen that as well. So that's the team news and the latest. Now, I want to mention something about Maresca real quick because there was a time not too long ago where I praised Maresca for the way that he spoke in press conferences, and I admired it and I liked it, and it seemed very direct and it seemed very hard-hitting and straight to the point and all guns blazing, no corners left unturned, right? Well, today was the first time, not the first time where I've had an eyebrow raise. I'm like, huh? But it's not really a big deal. But today was the first time where I've gone, excuse me? Excuse me, Enzo? What did you say? Nah, brother. No. I'm not accepting that one. For a couple of things. But then there were a couple of other things that he mentioned, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Right? This just goes to show right now the structure at Chelsea Football Club is where God knows. He defended Robert Sanchez, right? And I get it, but please don't lie. I've said this before. Look, you can always avoid a question. You can always, try and protect the player, but don't lie. Don't lie. And what he did today is actually throw a few players under the bus in order to protect Sanchez, which I'm just not going to stand for. Because at least if what he was saying was true, when it wasn't, yeah? He said, all right, everyone makes mistakes. But he started naming names, you know? How many times have you seen Caicedo lost the ball? How many times have you seen Nico not score? How many times have you seen Noni, Madueke, make mistakes? And he started naming names. I'm like, brother, what are you doing? Like, whoa. All to say, so, you know, Sanchez, he's only made 4 errors. It happens. He's not made 4 errors. Come on, let's not do that. He's made more. He's made more, but he's lucky that some of them didn't turn into goals. Those 4 turned into goals. If we're trying to justify that a goalkeeper in a season can make 4 mistakes already, just past the halfway mark, 4 mistakes that have led to goals, and you're trying to protect him, and you're trying to prop him up by making that point like it's a good thing? Nah, brother, come on, get out of it, brother. What are you doing? What is this? Nah, come on. This is why I said, please don't lie. You can protect your player. If he just went, if he just went, look, Sanchez is our number 1. We know there's been a few touches, but in training he's doing really well, and there's some really good things that I like about him, and don't worry, he's our number 1, and we're going to be with him, and that's it. I get it. But if you're, look, for the reason why I get it, to protect your player, to then throw others under the bus, to then protect him only, and then come out with a stat that is horrible to make him look good? Nah, brother, what is this? What's going on? What is going on? It does not make any sense. I heard that, my mind blew. So that's the first time I've really gone in a press conference with Enzo and Maresca and gone, excuse me? Unbelievable. And then there was other things. We're not looking for a winger, apparently. Actually, I take that back. Not that we're not looking for a winger. According to Enzo Maresca, we don't need a winger. We don't need a winger. He said we don't need a winger. It's actually common knowledge that he actually wants a striker, which I agree. But guess what? We're not doing that. But we know we're going for Garnacho. So it just goes to show. Is Maresca really signing this one off? No, I don't believe he is. And for the same reasons why none of us are. Let's be real. So who's calling the shots? When people say, the head coach has input. He has input. Not getting much input on this one, is he? Nah. So the whole press conference had the vibe of him making points, but also just accepting it. There was a bit of acceptance. It was similar to how Poch started to speak. That's why I started to get an issue with Poch, because it started good, then it got bad, then it kind of picked up when he looked like he just started doing his own thing. You could see that he was just like, all right, screw this. I believe Maresca will get to that point. But there'll be one difference. There'll be one difference the next time round, which will probably be very soon, if I'm going to be completely honest. Very soon. Is when Maresca does decide to blow off his lid, right? I'm not going to look back and blame Maresca on anything. Anything. In terms of results, anything. I can question what he says in the press conference because he's coming out of his mouth, obviously, in the same way I did for Poch. But there were moments where I was saying, sack Poch. There was a moment I was saying that, right? Until the very end, I was like, okay, now hang on. Has he turned it around? And I started asking that question. With Maresca, you won't hear me say sack Maresca. I am not going to say that once. I'm not going to. Because if it goes wrong, it's not his responsibility. It's not his fault. I'm not going to blame him one bit. You are not even a slice of the issue going on at this football club right now, and it's evident to see. So you're exempt. Yeah, you're only a byproduct of what is going on. It's as simple as that. So you won't hear that from me. But it doesn't seem there's a real alignment. Other clubs have that alignment. We don't. We have people make decisions, and that's it. Everyone will just accept it. You deal with the consequences. Done. So going into this game, with the way that Man City have recruited. If they hadn't recruited in this way, I'd be a lot more confident. They've actually gone and recruited in the way that they've had to go and recruit, and they filled in the gaps, and now I'm thinking, crap. Now, I'll tell you what I think the starting 11 is going to be, and then I'll tell you my score prediction, and I'll explain exactly where my head's at, and you'll understand exactly what I mean. So let's get it right into it. Here's the starting 11 as I shift across. Let's get some space on the screen. Right. So, you know what? Funnily enough, I thought there was going to be changes here, and there really isn't, because players have come back. So, Sanchez is going to be in goal. There's no choice. Unless we play Jorgensen. But then again, you see, when players play badly or players are not good enough, we ain't got alternatives. As big as our squad is and as much as we've got a Conference League C team ready to play, when it comes to a game like this, we don't have anyone that's ready. It's as simple as that. So I would happily normally come on and be like, yeah, we're playing Jorgensen in goal. Is he ready? Is Sanchez ready? But Sanchez is the best we got, but it's not good enough. Jackson up top. All right, cool. We'll play Mark Q. But is Mark Q ready? Well, no. So it's got to be Jackson. When we look at our wingers and we're looking at, look, I mean, I'll make the point clear when we get to the wingers actually, because that's a good example. But in defense, Cucurella left, of course, right? Reece James on the right. Listen, he's been fit and he looked good in the last game. He looked really good, so he's definitely got to start. Chalobah and Levi Colwill. It's funny, that defense is a three-man Cobham defense, isn't it? With Cucurella as the fourth guy. Amazing how things work out. But Chalobah next to Levi Colwill. Levi Colwill's come back in. I'm expecting them two to bounce off each other because they know each other already. So hopefully that works out pretty well and there's no errors. I'm quite a bit more at peace that we've got Chalobah there now. I feel a bit more secure. So I'm expecting another good game from him. In midfield, Caicedo alongside Enzo. It's got to be, because there's no one else. I thought Caicedo was left to die. I was not ready to get Dewsbury Hall in this lineup. I was not ready to put his graphic up. I really wasn't. But there's no one else. You see? Something happens, and then we turn to an alternative, and that's the alternative. It's not good enough. Cole Palmer in the 10, no problem. But on the flanks, Sancho on the left, I feel like is our only logical option to play in this game. And on the right, look, I've got to be real. I normally pick Pedro Neto, but Pedro Neto's not been playing well at all. Let's just be real. He's just not been playing well. He's been absent. It's not even that he's playing bad, as in he's making tons of mistakes. No, he's just quiet. Just quiet. There's just nothing coming out of him. So I think Madueke would be a bit more direct and a bit more vibrant and a bit more involved. But again, if we were to drop Pedro Neto, the alternative is to turn to Madueke, who we know we already have issues with when it comes to the final product. So we don't have alternatives that we can turn to and go, yeah, sorted. We just don't. And then up front, we got Jackson. It's like I said, I've got nothing to say at this point. And I want to make this clear because I didn't mention this in the preview, but I've mentioned it elsewhere. And I feel like it's important to mention it here and make myself clear because this is very important for Nico Jackson specifically. Yeah. We criticize Nico Jackson and we mention about how he's not scoring and we mention all of this and he's the number one striker and there's no one else and we need a striker and all of that. But we have to make this clear. And I'm actually going to protect him here for a little bit, right? On a personal level, this isn't on a footballing level I'm talking now, I'm talking on a personal level. On a personal level, I do not blame him one bit. Not one bit. He should never have been put in this situation in the first place. When he was signed, and we were questioning, hang on, yeah, cool, we don't know about this striker though. We don't really know much about him. Yeah, he's from Villarreal. Okay, it looked like he had a bit of a purple patch towards the end of the season when he had his last season at Villarreal. We don't really know much about him. I think it'd be wise to get another striker, no? And then we didn't. But then we rode with it, didn't we? We just went, okay, well, cool, we'll see what happens. Well, now we've seen what's happened. And not just now. We've seen it a while. It's only recently where we started to see games where he started to score one here, and we're thinking, okay, please. And that's when I was starting to give those objectives. If you saw video in, video out, preview in, preview out, I was like, okay, Jackson, I'm expecting 1 goal from you today. Jackson, if you can get 2 today, that'd be nice. Jackson, you don't need to score today, but if you do, that would be cool, right? And then it got to the point where it's like, okay, brother, you have to score. Like, and we're just not getting it. And now you can see why. He should never have been put in this situation in the first place. He should have always just been the supporting striker, the number 2 striker. Always. If we had a striker and we had Nico Jackson as the backup role, no problem. Perfect. Because he has someone to learn off and bounce off. But we've made this point before. He should never have been put in this situation in the first place. Now he's dealing with the pressure, dealing with not scoring. And I feel like mentally he's actually there. I don't feel like he's too phased. But technically, just on the ball, my friend, he's just not got it. He's just not got it. This should have been addressed by now. It should have been. It's not been. So I don't blame him. Simple as that. I don't blame him. But he's all we got. So when he plays and we see what we see and the misses that are being missed, I mean, we have to go, brother, what? But the overall picture, step out the box and look at the overall picture. He shouldn't have been put in this situation in the first place. And there's only one set of people that you look to that are responsible for all of that, and it's the people upstairs. The owners included, by the way. I'm going to mention one thing as we move away from this, from the lineup, right? That's the lineup that I expect. I want to make one thing perfectly clear. This has to hit home. A lot of people are blaming sporting directors. And I agree. Yeah? Cool. They have their responsibility. But are the people that hired them happy with the job that they are doing? Yes. If not, they would have been fired by now. Or you'd hear rumours about it. Or you'd hear that their jobs are under threat. We're not hearing a thing. The people upstairs are absolutely content with the job that Winstanley and Stewart are doing. So instead of calling out the directors and going, are these directors... I mean, don't get me wrong. If we don't make Champions League, they have to be sacked. They have to be sacked. But people are only looking to them. The bare minimum that would have to happen if we don't make Champions League football is to get rid of them and start shooting at the owners and go, listen. I mean, to be fair, that's if you have faith in the owners. If you have faith in the owners, what you would be saying is, listen, the next one, not 2, 1 that you hire has to be it. If not, you're in trouble. And the people that have already lost faith in the owners will just come straight at the owners. But I'm not seeing anything towards them, nothing towards them when they're the ones that are currently content with the job that the directors are doing. Those guys will not move unless it comes from above. These guys are not making decisions independently. It's ticked off and checked off by the people above. It's the owners. I want to make that clear. So, let's see what happens. Prediction time. This is where I said earlier on that you would understand my logic when it comes to the prediction. Because I can't help but have two predictions. I've got my head and my heart, right? I'm going to be completely transparent. You know me. I'm as real as I try to be. I try to be straight up and honest with you guys. If I feel like we're going to batter someone, I will say it. And if I feel like we're going to lose, I'll say it. And if I feel like it's going to be tight, I'll say it. My head and heart are saying 2 different things because I genuinely don't know what can happen tomorrow based on what Chelsea will show up and what City will show up. It's a tough one. Plus their new signings. I genuinely don't know what to expect, not only from us, but from them. So I'm going to say this. My heart. So if I think emotionally, if I think irrationally, if I think just on hopium, right? I'm going City 2, Chelsea 2. Yeah? My head, I'm going to be real. Completely real. My head tells me Man City 3, Chelsea 0. That's my head. Or 1. Maybe we'll score. even that stuff. So that's the divide that I've got going on right now between here and here. When I think ultra logically, I don't see us controlling the game tomorrow. I don't see us having too much of the ball. I don't see us dominating midfield. And I see us struggling against their new defence. And I don't see us converting chances. That's the problem. And I see us possibly making a mistake, which has been reassured with Chalobah back in the back line. And that's why I've not really mentioned it. But Sanchez, even Levi Colwill, but Sanchez mainly, I've got a big eye on him. God knows what's going to happen with him. But all these factors make me think it can be an early City goal, floodgates open, and it could be a little bit of a nasty one. That's my head. And my heart is saying, no, you know what? Chelsea will show up and it'll be tight and it'll be gritty and it'll be one of those ones where we go up 1-0, it's a shock, and then we concede, then we get back into it, and then we concede later on, it's a 2-2 draw. That's my heart's talking there. So, what do you think? Let me know your predictions down below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow after it's all said and done. Thank you so much for watching. Notification bell on. Don't forget, hit the like button as well. Comment all your comments in the comment section below. And I will catch all of you tomorrow. Look after yourselves. Enjoy the game. Hopefully we come out of it unscathed. And I'll see you tomorrow. In a bit. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.